Running water in the sink, running water in the toilet on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and furry studio audience. That is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Okay, here it is, Sunday the 13th. Still hoping to leave tomorrow, the 14th. Got to do the plumbing today, get all that put together. Luckily I had watched some YouTube videos this week while the truck was in the shop, figuring out how to wire up the toilet. The instructions that came with it are pretty vague. And it has a 4-wire thing because it allows you to wire up a pump exclusively for the toilet. But I'm not doing that. I'm using the pump for the sink and the toilet. And luckily I found a video with somebody showing which ones you need to use and how to wire that up. So the first thing, start things off today, I've got to cut out this membrane for the big connector on each tank with a utility knife, which I happen to have right here. So we'll start with that, and I'm going to try to do the wiring for the pump and the toilet. Then we'll start getting all the tubing in and getting those not wired up but plumbed into the tanks, and should be warm enough today that I'll be able to test the water system. And yesterday we finished sealing up the whole outside box, put in the last screws that on the fold over diamond plate stuff, and then we got that all sealed up. Okay, so yesterday I got all the rest of the screws put in underneath the fold, the other folding parts that go over the edge, and then Justin helped me go ahead and finish sealing everything up. Oh my god, I realized we forgot to do that wall. We forgot to do the main wall against the back there. Okay, well, we'll do that today. We use the white flex paste on the back and underneath and up the sides and along the top. So there you go. I've got one more tube of black, thank God, so we can now do that final seam in there. Yeah, well, forgot about that one edge right against the cab underneath, so we'll do that today. So I had one more tube of flex paste, I have one more tube of the black, brought that back inside. It's sitting on a heating vent inside, so hopefully it'll be nice and warm and ready to put back on there today. I figure if we do that around midday today, then that should help that get all sealed up. And it takes 48 hours to fully cure, but it says within 24 hours it's usable, so it should be good by the time I get back on the road tomorrow. And then at least that's way underneath there, so everything else is sealed up, so I think we're good to go. So now we'll get back to the plumbing. Okay, I'm getting the wiring together for my little switch. Where'd I put my switch? Oh, it's right here. Haha. I'm putting together a little, I think these are called female, what are they called? Insulated disconnect F. Female disconnect. So I put that onto the end of the wire here, you can see. Alright, and these fit on these little blades easily, like that. Isn't that nice? So that holds it in place and everything. This switch is in place for the pump, because I don't want the pump running all the time, especially with the water sloshing around. It's an on-demand pump, so it only pulls when it needs to pull the water, but I'd rather have a switch on it. We had an RV and it was wired the same way. You just turn the pump switch on when you need to make sure you have water ready to go for your sink or what have you, and so that's why I'm going to be putting this switch in. So that's going to go to the red end here of the pump, which I have right here. Alright, it just has a black and a red. It's just a 12-volt situation. So we're putting the switch on it. I just have to have extra line going up to it. So we're going to just use the little, screw-on ties to put that together so I can run up to where I'm going to mount my switch, and then back down to the other end of the red line on the pump. So that'll just be the circuit on-off. The black can just go to the black that's already coming from my 12-volt connection that I have now underneath my what used to be my bunk area, near where I'm going to be mounting the pump. So just getting all the wiring put together. Okay, got the opposite end of each wire stripped, so that'll be ready now to connect to my pump for wire coming in and wire coming out. There you go. Okay, I've got my switch right here. Cut my hole for it right there next to my outlet. And this is why I didn't finish off the countertop and stuff yet until I got all the plumbing and wiring done. Because I needed to have access to this hole right here. Which, as you can see, looks down inside to where the other side of that hole is. I can get the wire snaked around my outlets and everything down into the space underneath. Which of course is right down there. So now I've got to stuff the wires through there and get them down underneath to where the pump's going to go so I can get all that wired up. So you can see here I have the switch wired, and I'm not going to push it all the way into its hole there until I know which is going to be on or off, whether that's going to be up or down. I'd rather have on, up, and off, down. But because this is just simply on-off switch, depends on which wire I connect, will determine which is on or off. Alright, so I'm wiring the pump up. Got the other wire connected from my 12 volt coming through there that I had wired a long time ago. My other end is right over here, and it wires to the pump. When I was just touching them together, the pump started. So that tells me two things. For one, the pump works, and two, I knew which position the switch would be in the on or off. So I put it so that it is, when it's turned up, it's in the on position. So let's go ahead and put those together. Okay, pump is wired. Now I'm going to go back inside and turn the switch on, and we'll verify that it's working. Since when I was wiring it, I heard it turn on, I knew which way to push the switch in, so I cut that out just perfectly. So now, when it's pushed down, it's in the off position. Let's turn it on. Ah, you hear that? Fantastic. Now my pump works. So now I can put the trim pieces back on and all that. Well, I'll wait to do that till I finish the plumbing part. But at least the wiring part for the pump works. Love it, baby. All right. Well, here it is a few hours later. When I was trying to wire up the toilet, it blew a fuse. Then when I was trying to test to make sure if I hadn't just blown that fuse or if I hadn't blown both, I ended up blowing the fuse for the other line. And we went and had lunch. I came back, I went and bought some fuses, and then had to take apart my whole fuse panel. The fuse panel on this Coronado is located right there. It's in the vents. You lift that little section up. You push in right there, and you lift the thing up, which means taking the dash shelf off and everything that's up above it and all this stuff off. I did that. I tested every fuse in there, trying to figure out which one was it. Could not track it down. So I figured there has to be another fuse panel under here somewhere that I don't know about. And guess what? You know how I've been saying this little false wall I have to put up here that I knew I couldn't rigidly put into the wall because it hides a panel that I might have to get to at some point? That's where it turned out being. It was these little tiny 15 amp fuses that blew. Two of them. And that fuse panel's hidden inside under a little box in there. But I was able to figure that out, so I had to go back to the store and buy little mini fuses. And that finally fixed the problem. So now I put in my little 12 volt connector onto the other one that's going to go to the toilet to verify that that had power, and then wired the pump back up and verified it had power. So now those are back finally, and now we can get on with the rest of the plumbing. Okay, got a lot of the plumbing done. I don't know if you can see up there. There's the drain attached. You had to go into this larger fitting so I can get another fitting to go into the smaller hose, well, smaller in reference to that one, to go over there and drain into my gray tank. Gray tank has the thing I can fit a hose to drain it, and a valve where I can shut it off. I got all that put together. I have the line coming down from the sink. You can see that way up there, kind of behind this hose. And then it comes down to this T here, which then will split off. One coming from the pump, the other one going to that hose right there for the toilet. So now we're going to try to get the stuff on the other side done, and the line going all the way through from the fresh tank, and then we can test the system. Alright, here's looking in. This is the driver's side of the truck. And pump is not secured into place yet or anything, but this is what we did just to get it all set. Connected to the toilet, up to the sink, through the pump, and everything to make sure it's all going to work. Alright, Don't have that complete yet up there. We're just getting everything in place for the test. I accidentally had that valve open when we were filling the tank, but did get that connection on there fairly tight. And also, that's where it's going to sit. Got to make the hanger for the spout, tighten everything up, but we just needed to test it first. Okay, we've had a successful test, and now the lovely Mary is going to help me show the fact that we have water at the sink and in the toilet.
Yay!
We have to see the lovely Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and people said you did such a great job on the cushions.
Oh, well, good.
So they were very happy.
Yay.
All right,
okay.
We're about to test first. Note where the switch is. Right down here for the pump. It's leaking a little bit because we haven't completely put everything together. We just wanted to test. And, all right, you can hear the pump trying to do its thing. Now watch. Ah, we have water. And now, look towards the toilet. It flushes. How about that?
That's so awesome.
Yay! We're so relieved and so happy considering that the toilet was the whole inspiration for this whole remodel project.
Okay.
And yes, now I have not only a toilet, but a working toilet. And a working sink. So it's gotten so cold tonight we may have to finish refitting all the tubing together tomorrow once it warms up again, but at least we have a successful test. Yay! Well, all I can say is I'm beyond excited. This is awesome. The test went well. We've got running water in the sink. We've got running water in the toilet. After that big hiccup today with the whole fuses blowing thing, that set me back, well, a good 4 hours or more. But was finally able to get that done. So I did have to text Bo at Turquoise and say, yeah, I won't be going out tomorrow. Give me one more day. So, because I couldn't get everything else done. But we're real close. Gonna get the countertop trim boards figured out tonight. I'm gonna get those cut so I can get those painted, and then we'll put those on tomorrow. I'm gonna try to kind of figure out the rest of the countertop, so that's what I'll be doing the rest of the night. Getting all that figured out and figuring out how it needs to fit together. Like I say, cutting those trim pieces and getting those painted. But, you know, we're almost there. They're almost there, because that's about it. I got to put the board up behind that cushion. Still got to do that. And then we'll finalize all the plumbing tomorrow once it gets warm enough again. It was just too cold to get those tubes to slide onto the T-joints and everything like they're supposed to. And, of course, then we'll tighten them down with the hose clamps. So we'll get everything all buttoned up tomorrow. The main line going up to the sink, that's all done. And the drain, that's all done. So just a matter of, after we did our test now, just finalizing everything we did to make sure it's all going to work right. So then you can say, I'm sure at this point, okay, what is left, Clutch Trucker? Well, got to put the passenger seat back in. I'm not going to bolt it down first. I got to unbox my Zizzo Forte folding bike. And I'm going to hoist the seat back up here and make sure the folding bike will sit in front like I hoped. If it doesn't, for now, I can just, you know, set it on top of the seat, because Rusty doesn't sit on the seat while I drive, and I can hold it in place with the seat belt. So that'll be the alternative there. Still going to hang the 2 diamond plate toolboxes on the back of the truck. Justin said he would help me with that tomorrow afternoon, so we'll get that done. We got, you know, the outer box all completely sealed up today. We forgot about that other one yesterday, so we did finish that up today. Like I say, I'll finish up the countertop thing tomorrow once I get the boards cut and painted tonight, and let them dry out all night and be ready for tomorrow. And then and the board behind the cushion over there, and that's really pretty much it. Then it's just a matter of loading up the truck. I'm gonna have to run to the store, get supplies. There's a couple of rugs I want to get and put down. I want to, you know, measure this box up here, this cabinet up here, to see what kind of boxes I can fit into there. I've got to see what kind of boxes I can fit into the storage areas down here, underneath the stairs, and up in the nightstand upstairs and the closet upstairs. And just a few little, you know, little minor things here and there. So I'll get all that finished tomorrow, and we'll get the truck loaded up, and we'll be ready to go. So tomorrow night's video, I'll do a complete tour of the whole remodel, because I know a lot of you have been asking for that. So I'll do everything. So, but right now that's where we stand. We're going to leave that door over the microwave down for now. I may just leave it that way permanently, I don't know. But that and some little trim pieces that I'll fix once I'm on the road. People ask about a TV. I have a little one that I used to hang up over here. So I'll probably just go ahead and put that back up. Again, that's something I'll probably do on the road. I need to get out there and earn the cash because we're out of money. We're desperately out of money. It's a desperate situation. So, got to get back on the road and earn some cash. Truck's now all maintenance-wise ready to go. You know, we spent $5,400 this week on fixing up the truck and the trailer. Got the new turbo in. It's all ready to roll. So, we're set, baby. So, look for the next video tomorrow night, early Tuesday morning. As you know, I'll give you the entire tour of the whole project at that point and show you everything that's been done over the last 5 months. It's taken 5 months, but you know, I completely gutted and completely rebuilt this entire sleeper on this truck, and we've added extra stuff like the toilet, the sink with water. It's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna change my life on the road, where I won't feel so trapped, and I will feel like I can live a little bit more like a person. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, we're delayed one day, but hey, we got the whole plumbing thing in after the whole electrical issue and everything. He always yawns when we do these. But yes, you saw running water in the toilet, running water in the sink. It's a beautiful thing. I'm so relieved and excited about that. Aren't you, Rusty? Yeah. I can just pour you water from the sink, buddy. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right, thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please like and comment. Get to your comments usually within 24 hours. And once I'm back on the road, maybe a little bit longer. Don't forget about Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. A good train, a bad dog, a beautiful girl. Tonight on MacGyver. All right, he's on 2 feet, eyeing that strip. There it goes, go get it. I had to move the cushions so we could finish the whole plumbing thing, but we'll have them back up there soon, right, Rusty? Ah, yes, munch, munch, munch. Love them bacon strips, baby. It's gotta be like cocaine for a dog, what do you think? Well, making quick work of it. Think you got it, buddy. Yeah, it's all gone. All right, we need a happy dog look. Rusty.